Really politically, I mean, the governor went on vacation to the Hamptons. I mean, let's not be, that's where he was, you know, and he was out there, and he actually even attended a fundraiser for the House Democrats. And then he sort of got sick of not being in the news, and so he sent out these press releases and called everyone back to Albany. I mean, that's, no, there's no deals, there's no agreements.
Well, and in fact, the situation is becoming even more urgent because the budget will be tomorrow 115 days late. And the longer they wait to actually act on revenue means less revenue comes in this fiscal year because the taxes need to take effect. And we're literally, many of these taxes should have taken effect either now or in the early fall, and it's not happening. So we're just compounding our financial problems. In fact,
well, it also is less revenue for the lawmakers. They're not getting paid right now.
They're not getting
so,
paid.
I mean, I think if there's an urgency here, that's probably the greater urgency in the legislature right now, is that they're not getting paid.
And we're about 3 weeks away, as I think you've noted on the show, from the anniversary of the latest budget ever, which is something that no conference wants to have hung around its neck as they go into an election.
Which James is keeping very close track of. Thankfully for your numbers.
It's August 11th. It's 133 days, and it took place in 2004 under George Pataki.
Thank you, James Medwar.
Do you have the ticker going in your head?
He does.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Thank God for James Medwar. Okay, let's move, though, to the governor's race, because there's actually some news here. Carl Palladino, he puts out this ad. I found this ad amazing, a radio ad, and he says, there are two major candidates in this race, me and Andrew Cuomo.
He's got Rick Lazio in the rearview mirror. The endorsed Republican conservative candidate. We're looking past him now. We're moving forward, and you know, see you later, Rick.
Yeah. Thoughts on that?
I mean, it just speaks to the weakness of the Republican line. And every state in this country, just about every state, the Republicans are surging right now. They're on the rebound. They're moving forward in New York. We've yet to see, you know, 2 years in any candidate which the party can coalesce behind. Rick Lazio was kind of put together by some old guard factions of the party, put out there, and he didn't and hasn't so far capitalized on this kind of Tea Party fervor. He hasn't caught fire even on the fundraising circuit.
No, Palladino has the Tea Party fervor.
You didn't hear Lazio respond to Palladino's ad because he can't afford to. He can't put out his own radio ads. He can't do anything, really.
And what's interesting is that the subject of Palladino's ad is the mosque that the mosque and community center that they want to build close to Ground Zero, which is, I think we can all agree, not an issue that is central to most voters, certainly not the independent voters that both sides are going to be fighting for around the state. But it's a big sort of Republican wedge issue, and it's certainly humongous among the Tea Party.
And the best part about it is also Rick Lazio's issue.
Yeah.
Rick Lazio saw that Andrew Cuomo didn't want to say no to the mosque. He thought maybe that could be useful in a general election, so he attacked Cuomo, but he did it in a kind of Rick Lazio way. He pulled his punch, tried to be moderate, he was looking towards the November election, and from his right comes Carl Palladino.
It is important to note, however, that Lazio also isn't recognizing Palladino. When he's asked about Palladino, he never answers directly. He says his major opponent
Andrew
is Andrew
Cuomo
Cuomo.
Andrew Cuomo recognized Carl Palladino. Now, it's interesting because some people say, oh, well, that's a red herring. He actually wants to run against Rick Lazio or he doesn't want to run against Rick Lazio, thinks he's actually more difficult as a moderate in the general. I don't know. You get sort of all spun up with this, but Carl Palladino has money. I don't know why Andrew Cuomo would want to run against him.
But not as much money as Andrew Cuomo has. Or
Well,
at least he's not willing.
$23.6 million, that's a lot of money.
But he's not willing to, but Palladino clearly isn't willing to throw that kind of money at the race, like not Andrew Cuomo money.
Although this week he picked up a pretty major endorsement from Chris Collins, who's the Erie County executive, who also happens to have a lot of money, though.
Collins hates Rick Lazio.
Although Collins has a lot of money. And he's also saying, look, I'm going to help Carl Palladino. Now, the problem, of course, with the Collins endorsement is it does not play well in major parts of the state because of Collins' controversial statements about Sheldon Silver and his sexist comments during the State of the State.
Both of these guys have a record of kind of just speaking off the cuff and saying things that get themselves in trouble. It seemed to me, that they were appropriate together. that this was an endorsement that was long coming, not very surprising. So I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, and you're going to have the last word, Case, if you want to squeeze it right in there.
Well, I mean, Andrew Cuomo perhaps wants to run against Carl Palladino in the fall, and as somebody who loves watching politics, I want Carl Palladino
I think we
to
all
run in the
do.
fall.
I think there's not one of us here at this table who does not want a Palladino and Andrew Cuomo race because it's just a lot more interesting. And as you know, Brendan, you just have no idea what the man might say. Anyway, I just want to thank you all, and it's been lovely. Thank you for joining me here. And it's very crowded. It feels cozy. I like it.